Howdy! How's everybody in YouTube land today? I've got another project going here with these hair Barrette shawl pins, and this is a feather that I'm going to paint. I've engraved it on this piece of leather. These pieces are very popular, and these are hand painted, hand engraved, one-of-a-kind pieces. I'm painting these with the Gourd Master metallic paints and maybe a little bit of the Gourd Master dye on them. So we'll get started with this. Trying to decide what color I want to paint this feather, and I've been looking at my paint colors, and I believe what I'm going to do is do this in maybe maybe some espresso dye on it, and some of the steel, and then I'll highlight it with another color, and I haven't decided which one I'm going to use yet. Decisions, you know. And I've got the micro brush, the Gourd Master paints, micro brushes, and dyes, and all the Gourd Master things I get from a place called Welborn Gourd Farm. You can use these on any medium. I've used them wood, leather, gourds, plastic, most anything that you can lay paint to, you can use this on. And they make some really nice products. So I'm going to get started here, and I'm going to start, I think, with a little bit of the espresso, and I'm going to put that on this stem of the feather. And the stem goes right up the center on the etched line. And just like the etched line, the paint should get lighter and lighter as it goes on up. Just like the vein in the feather does. Now, for the next amazing feat, I'm going to come in with some silver. This is the metallic silver. And just put that right on that feather. Now, we'll be blending in other colors to this. So don't get excited and say, oh, Lord have mercy, what's she doing? It'll look nice when I get done with it. I ain't doing nothing that can't be fixed. I learned that lesson a long time ago. I had a knitting machine that, boy, I tell you what, it had so many bells and whistles on it. It was extremely intimidating, and it was a very expensive piece of equipment. And I was scared to death that I was going to mess it up. I was going to break something in it. And I took a class. I had to drive down to Nashville, Tennessee to a class and load it up, take it down there. They helped me put it all back together, show me how it worked. I was in a class with a whole bunch of other ladies, and I was having issues trying to figure out how to work that thing. And the lady teaching the class, she said, oh, let me show you. And she came over, and the first thing she did was promptly break my knitting machine. Of course, I about had a heart attack. And she says, hey, it can be fixed. We'll get parts ordered for it. She says, no, I'll send you the parts. I'll show you exactly how to put them on. There's no big deal. Well, in the meantime, I spent the next few days watching everybody else knit because my machine was broke. But I learned one thing through the course of the whole rumpus, that don't be afraid of it. You can't break nothing that can't be fixed. So sometimes you have to just jump in and do it. And say, whatever I break, it can be fixed. I'm not going to get excited about it. And I was no longer intimidated by that knitting machine, and I made some beautiful items with it after that. But that's how we learn. Okay, so now I painted the feathers silver, and I'm going to come in, I think, with some brass color to highlight it up a little bit. And then we'll blend it. And don't need that much on the brush. Take just a touch of that off of there. And I'm just going to tap this in. Whoops. There again, a little too much on the brush. Tap it in. Tap it in on this side, particularly where these accent lines are. That's where we're wanting it for the most part. Maybe a little down in here. Excuse me. Man, I tell you, my throat's all froggy today. And then we're just going to blend it. Blend that bronze in with the silver. Wipe the brush off. Don't be afraid to wipe your brush off. You can always put more on. Places where you got it a little thick on there, you can just wipe that off. Just blend. This bronze is a highlighter on this piece. Sometimes it'll be a primary color depending on what piece you're putting it on. And on other pieces, it will be your highlight. And the object is to make this piece something that's going to stand out when it's worn. And that is looking exceptionally nice right there. So if you like what I'm doing here, give it a thumbs up, share it on your social media so everybody gets to enjoy this. And be sure and subscribe if you haven't done that. I'd love to have you as a subscriber on the channel. Make sure you check out the Etsy store. The URL is in the description of the video for your convenience. I keep adding new stuff all the time to the Etsy store, so you never know what you're liable to see on there. Lots of nice giftware, my homemade soap, fragrance oils, art items, all kinds of cool stuff on there. And there's only one thing left to say, and that's Brenda's Crafty. Be like Brenda.